The views expressed are those of the host and guest. They do not reflect the views of our sponsors and affiliates. Enjoy the Big A Talk Show.
The Big A Talk Show. Today's show is about the media. I'm talking about the media bully and how the media, if you really look at what they do as far as the type of news they choose to report, right? They are what I call a media bully. Now, hear me out. The media has for years been restricted, right? We call it the newspapers. You remember back in the day, the only way you got your news was through a newspaper, right? It was the Daily Gazette, the Daily News, the New York Post, right? For those of the business sense, the Wall Street Journal, right? The New York Times, right? But these were all publications. They were scrutinized, and the data, the information released to the public had to be truthful to an extent. Okay, so the media has the right, they do have the right to report the news as they see it. But they also, if you understood the legalities of what they report, they also have the responsibility to report the news fairly and truthfully. So when I talk about the media bully, I'm talking about, have you ever seen a news report and they talk about a person arrested for a mass killing or a mass shooting? It is days before the public is allowed to see the image of this individual. And if you know like I know, and if you follow the news like I do, you will find that that individual was white. But then when you go to reporting on minorities, let me just open that up. Minorities in this country, oh man, you could rob a book bag from Target and your face is plastered all over the news. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Back in the 60s, y'all follow me on this now. Back in the 60s, there was this massive experiment that was done. And basically what they did was they took a group of children, all right, follow me, and they had a white rabbit and they had a black rabbit. And every time they showed the child the white rabbit, they included niceties and the child felt good when it saw the white rabbit. But then when they showed the child the black rabbit, they included a little shock. So every time the child saw the black rabbit, they get to crying and it's shocking. And, you know, what the experiment was trying to do was to show that by imagery, you can affect the way a person, a society, let me go even further, a human views something. To this day, many white people view just the blackness of skin as threatening, when in fact, the truth of the matter is, it is part of the portrayal. Let me go into my society. I'm talking about black people. Now, y'all get all into the comments and tell me if you think this is true or not. Don't you get, I want to call it a little frustrated when you see all the commercials about the starving children in Africa, right? With the bald heads and the big stomachs and the flies flying around them, right? Or the imagery of the need to help. And whenever you see this, you're seeing images of black or minority people, right? Follow me. Well, the truth is, let's go back to the truth of the welfare system. The truth of the welfare system is that over 70% of those people receiving government welfare and aid are white people. They are foreign nationals. Listen to this. Those people who was fighting out there with Russia, right? They come to this country and you know what? We all getting down for them. We like, you know, Russia came up in there, Ukraine, and they tried to just straight bully them. So yeah, we gonna support them. But listen to this. Our people's been here for over 400 years with the yoke on the neck. But when we are in this country, do you think right away we're getting government aid, government assisting in housing? I mean, they are even giving these people from Ukraine what I call checks in the mail for being brought here due to the war in their country. Well, what about the people that was brought here with the yoke on their neck? You talk about reparations. Well, African Americans should get a lifetime reparation. I'm talking about a housing allowance, a 40 acres and a mule allowance. If the government can quickly give away billions of dollars to people who are coming to this country because their country is in another fight. But what about the American fight? But when we look at the media, let's go back to the media bully. They're not portraying the inequities of our American, quote unquote, democratic society. But what they are portraying are images that are unrealistic within the black community. I'm talking about even down to commercials where you see the brother and he got the white woman, he got the white wife, and they in some type of house, which the majority of black people don't live that way. So I always question, who are you marketing to when I see this imagery? So the media and the way that they're quick to paste the faces of our black youths, right? How they're quick to show imagery of black people. I forgot who said it, but it was an actor. He said the only way somebody's going to win an Oscar if they black is to put on a skirt, because the emancipation of the black man is what the white man wants to see, right? But when we talk about media, we talk about how the news, who is supposed to be unbiased, constantly shows that they are biased in the way that they report on minority communities, minority people, and how they portray us on their news syndications. So when you think about the media, I want you to watch commercials. I want you to watch news reports. I want you to see how quickly the faces of minorities is pasted all up in the media. And then I want you to tell me whether you believe or not. The media is nothing but a bully. Big A Talk Show, the media bully.